Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and today we're trying to beat the rain and see if we can get a nice test drive in. We have a 1954 Sunbeam Alpine. Please take the time and watch my showroom video where I talk about the physical condition of this specific car, and please also, we'll do a cold start video and of course today's driving video. We will also post a lot of photographs of this very significant car, and we'll also have photographs of the work that's been done to it. I do talk about in the showroom video, in the last 4 years, this car has had a little over $15,000 worth of maintenance work and upgrades done to it mechanically. And today, partially because of that, it drives beautifully. So these cars, and this is the model that was in It Takes a Thief with Grace Kelly. It is a Sunbeam Alpine that she drove in that movie. In fact, it was just like this car. It's an interesting car because Roots Group positioned this car to be between the MG TD, a little four-cylinder, and the Jaguar XKs of the period. So this car definitely is leaning luxury side. It's more like the Jaguar with a beautiful interior. It does have a four-cylinder engine, but it's a tried and true, very strong four-cylinder that Sunbeam had used for years. It has exceptional torque, and it revs nicely. So let's start it up. The car's fully warm right now. We've got good oil pressure. We're charging nicely. It's the amps gauge. Our temperature gauge is working correctly. It runs nice and cool. It's about 80 some degrees today. And our fuel gauge is working. And also our speedometer is working in the car. So everything is functioning on the car. It does have the optional tach. It works. I think it's a little lazy, but it's working more or less. This car also has the floor-mounted shifter, which is quite an improvement over some of the Sunbeam steering column mounted shifters. So the floor shifter is really nice. The red button, of course, gets you into reverse. It's a standard 4-speed. There's no overdrive. The transmission is very nice in this car. You can downshift easily without declutching, double clutching. But what you'll see, it's surprisingly powerful. And these cars, Sunbeam cars, were known for performance. Sterling Moss, Mike Hawthorne drove them regularly and loved them. They were used in rallies quite a bit and quite successful. When you look at the steering and suspension design on this car, a lot of engineering went into these cars, and it shows when you drive them. They drive beautifully. Shifts nice and smoothly. Accelerates nicely. I think the steering is weighted beautifully. It has a nice feel, nice input. There's that torque, which is actually nice. I was very pleasantly surprised when I first drove this car. You definitely feel its heritage. Goes easily into second. The brakes are nice and strong. The brakes were overhauled recently in this car in the recent servicing. New water pump, new head gasket. Gives a little bit of space here. Nicely spaced gears. It's interesting because it's a much more significant, heavier car than the MGs were of the time. It's not like a Jaguar. It's nothing like a Healy. It's kind of in its own little space. Fourth gear, very comfortable car. The windshield is tall. The wind blows over your head. These cars are quite rare. They only made them, I believe, for 2 years. And not many have survived, and particularly in this condition. I'm going to turn around here and go on a slightly longer drive just so you can get a sense what this car is like. Aha, there you go. So that was a second gear downshift without double clutching. It does have a sporting nature. Very cool Art Deco dash. So this car is for a more discriminating collector, somebody who wants something that's unique. You're not going to see many of these cars at shows or at rallies. So please take the time, do some research on Sunbeams, particularly Alpines. Beautiful cars. Watch the movie with Grace Kelly, it's pretty cool. And hopefully we'll find a really nice home for this very special car. It's really fun to drive and it looks gorgeous. Thanks for coming along.